I need some new lunch ideas because I'm kind of getting burned out on my sandwich. I love my sandwiches, but like, I don't know, I just need like an easy lunch idea. That's why I like sandwiches so much, because you can just like, I can, on a busy day, I don't have to think about it. Eat your sandwich, grab your chips, and go. But I need something. I need some variety, you know? So what do y'all have for lunch? Naan, pizza sauce, and pepperoni. That's a good idea. Well, Daisy, Heather, I'm glad you're here. I'm sorry that you're having a hard day and a hard time. That's why I go live on Mondays, right? To try to just have a moment with people, because eating can sometimes feel hard because we're anxious, we're depressed, or we have an eating disorder, or we're have a really bad body image, and we're thinking that, you know, dieting and weight loss is going to help us feel better about ourselves, but yet we don't. We just end up feeling like miserable about ourselves and our bodies. So eating can sometimes feel hard. So it's okay, and I'm glad that you're here. So do what you can. It's okay to take care of yourself. You deserve this time. You deserve this space. Again, that's why we're here. So and I could make something like that for lunch because I have all of those things except the naan. But I could get that easy. Thank you for the idea. When we're sick, right? Like COVID is still a thing. The flu, it's the winter time. The weather's icky. So we get sick. I know I get sick. I was home all last week working virtually just because like cold symptoms and stuff, right? And when we don't feel well, we lose our appetite sometimes. Sometimes we lose our literal like taste or sense of smell, and so foods don't taste like we want them to, and so things just aren't like right. So we kind of miss that like I want to eat feeling, or that like desire to eat. That's okay. That happens when we get sick. We're just not feeling well. Our immune system is thinking about other things. So remember that your body's immune system is fighting something, and it is funky, and that's okay. So it needs power, and what's going to give it power? Food. So eat the best that you can, and eat foods. You know, you don't have to force foods, right? Like eat foods that are going to make you feel maybe better, you know, foods that make you feel comfortable, foods that fulfill you. Whether you judge it right or wrong, good or bad, it doesn't matter. When you're sick, you're allowed to take care of yourself and eat the foods that are going to help you try to feel better. In this way, food is medicine. That's one of those times when that like cliche statement can apply. Because y'all, food really is how we show care and how we show love and how we connect to people. So we're allowed to like do that for ourselves, right? I know it's not easy, but we're allowed to do that for ourselves. Oh, you're welcome, Brandy. Glad you're here. Sandwich and chips. I was saying earlier that I was feeling kind of, my lips are so dry and chapped. I need water and chapstick. I was saying earlier that I'm kind of burned out on sandwiches and chips because I love sandwiches and chips and eat sandwiches and chips a lot. Not dogging it, because it'll definitely be in the rotation, but it's like always in the rotation. And I think I need to add some new lunch options to my rotation. So, if anybody has any good lunch ideas, like I'm talking like quick 2, 5, 7 minute prep, eat, go. That's what I'm looking for. I do have an air fryer. And I use it for dinner a lot. I don't know why I bet I could come up with something easy in the air fryer for lunch, right? Is that what you're going to tell me? Fenway, no.
Outside.
Go outside.
Outside. No, step up.
I bet the non-pizza suggestion, I could throw that in the air fryer. I'm obsessed with Pinterest. And I'm so glad that you said it here. Because is it still a thing? Like, remember, I don't know, 5 years ago, Pinterest was a huge thing, I feel like. I still consume it regularly. But is it still like a thing? I love Pinterest so much. Like, I'll just scroll Pinterest. It feels like my, like, happy, safe place. Me too. It's a thing for me too, right? Me too. Like, if I feel like I'm scrolling social media too much and that scroll's starting to feel icky, I'll go to my Pinterest and I'll notice, no bullshit, y'all, like my breathing changes, like my body relaxes even, like it's like it's just like this like thing that happens when I go to Pinterest. So I'll just scroll, and it's kind of like my replacement from the ick of social media. What is the point of Pinterest? It's like a picture app. Like if you've ever done like collaging or like vision boarding, but it's just like you can create these boards for like crafts and projects and pretty things and fashion and haircuts and so it's kind of like Google. Like I won't Google things. Like if I'm researching something, I'll go to Pinterest first and look at like whatever pretty pictures comes up, because that's usually attached to like a blog or somebody's social media, and from there I can sometimes find more, like if it's like science thing, I can find like more legitimate sources. But it's, for me, it's just like a pretty, like, instead of Instagram, right, where we scroll and we look at people's like filtered bullshit, Pinterest is just like, for me, it's just like pretty things that I have said I like to search these things, and so it puts pretty things in my feed. Crafts, recipes, right? Like, I mean, you can find, it's like DIY maybe, right? For DIY. It's like Instagram with no negative side effects. Exactly. Well, just like anything on social media, right? It can be toxic, and there is bad shit on Pinterest for sure. Like, so much diet stuff, so much wellness stuff, so much of that, like, right, real toxic positivity, like, bullshit too. So it's a really it's not filtered, it's not peer reviewed, it's not educational. Like it's just people, right? Random people in the world who have blogs or have crafts or projects. They share these things on this site. So that's really what it is. I do have options to work with people virtually on Zoom or video if you live in Canada. Actually, I had the privilege of having some time with somebody from Canada on Saturday. We did, for the Recovery Academy community, we did a live intention setting workshop with my coach and mentor and guru, Stacy, and it was so great, y'all. It was so wonderful and helpful and productive. We talked about how an intention, goals give us like, make us feel like we're like doing something, right? But we don't have a lot of control over that in reality. And so intention is more like, what do you want to be doing? What do you hope, right? What are you, it's a very compassionate, kind way to say, here's who and how I want to be showing up in the world. And we had this live workshop and it was really great. And so we have community opportunities where we come together as a group, and certainly we can do one-on-one. That is an option. I work with people. I love in-person counseling, but virtual works for people too. There really is a pro and con for both. I don't want to, because I do both, right? It depends on many factors, right? And so I do in person and I do virtual because it works for some people to do in person, and it works for some people to do virtual. So if you are wanting to know more about this intention class that I talked about, or how we do community, gatherings and support, check out recovery-academy.com. You probably want to be on my newsletter. In fact, that's where I share all these like workshops that we're doing. Next month in February, I'm going to really kind of like hold y'all's hand and give you guys like specific tools to help you practice self-compassion. And so we're going to be working on that in the month of February. So there's options. You can just buy a course, right? If you just like that information and find that helpful, if that's kind of like the thing you're struggling with, or if you're really kind of wanting like community of people who get eating disorders and mental health, screwing diet culture, walking away from the world wanting to tell us how our body should look, then Recovery Academy the community might be an option. So recovery-academy.com. And I'm adorable. Oh, that's cute. Thank you. Pinterest is your rabbit hole. We were talking about Pinterest, right? And then I took a little segue to shamelessly plug the Recovery Academy, my virtual online recovery eating disorder support community, where we do some in-person. No, we do not. We do virtual. Excuse me. We do have virtual one-on-one options and community group options too. Since you were 14, Pinterest is how to hold on you. Good to know. I don't know that it's been for me since 14, but it's been a long time. Y'all, and I'll like look at stuff and pin shit. I mean, I have so much stuff pinned, and I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this. I'm going to cook this. I'm going to paint this. I'm going to design this. I can do that. I don't do shit. I don't do shit. But it's nice to think about and dream and pretend and like, I don't know, go in Pinterest la la land for a little bit. Okay, friends, I said myself I was going to keep this short and sweet because I do have a busy Monday and I want to work on those things that I just told you all about, right? The self-love, self-compassion challenge for February. I need to go work on that. So, and plus have clients. So I was going to keep it short and sweet. The best way to stay in contact is my newsletter, recovery-academy.com. And I hope to be back on Monday. So we'll eat lunch, hang out, ask questions. In the meantime, recovery-academy.com. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.